Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads, and I don't know why the camera is so zoomed into my face. Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. I'm in my car about to head into a bookstore. There is a bookstore in Barrington, or that is having its grand opening today in Barrington, so I decided to check it out to be the next sort of addition in my little Chicagoland bookstore crawl. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this one. Barrington's a little bit out of the way for me. I can count on like one hand like the number of times I've been in Barrington on purpose. And it's actually funny because I was like thinking about it as I was driving. I was like, I've been to Barrington like twice. And then I passed by the place where my husband and I had our first date. It's no longer open, unfortunately, but that was sweet. But yeah, I'm here. We'll check it out. According to their Instagram, they have little snacks and treats and things like that, which is great. But yeah, I'm very excited to check out this new bookstore based on what I've been seeing on Instagram. It looks super, super cute. It's inside a tiny, like a kind of mall-ish area, but it's like right in downtown Barrington. It's called Bell House Books, and yeah, let's go check it out together and see what we find. Hello all. So that was kind of chaotic. There were so many people in there, which like that's great. I love that for them. I tried to take a little bit of footage, but again, there were just so many people around. I felt one, slightly uncomfortable taking footage of random people in public, but also there just wasn't the space to do so. Like even just looking at the books was hard to do because there were just so many people in there, which again, love that for them. It feels like the type of day where like I was already starting to see like gaps in the bookshelves and things like that because so many people had come through already and it's not even noon yet. And like part of me was like, oh, if I came later in the day, like how many books would actually be left? Like this woman's going to be like through a lot of her stock, which again, fantastic. Anyways, the book that I got is Encore by Juliet Eisen, I believe, is the name. Again, just one of those books that I have never heard of, but I saw it there, picked it up. Back of the book sounded good. Looked it up on Goodreads. It has over a 4.0 rating. It has like a 4.2 or 2 or something right now. I'm just going to take a chance on this one. We'll see how it goes. It's following some friends who are like musicians at a prestigious conservatory in Boston in the early 2000s. And then it also follows like, it says like 20 years later, 16-year-old piano virtuoso Lottie Thomas is grappling with the rigors of her prep school and she discovers some things about her identity. Let's give this a try. Now, I am going to head out because, one, it's getting very hot in this car with me not turning on the air or opening any windows. But also, I need to go grab some lunch. I found a sandwich shop near here that has very good reviews, and the sandwiches sound very yummy. So I don't think there's going to be seating in there, so I think I'm going to try to find a park to go to hang out and read for a little bit. So let's go do that. Hi all, so I started reading Encore. I'm about 50 pages in, so I thought I would give you a quick sort of synopsis based on what I've read so far. You are following two different perspectives. So the first one is this girl named Charlotte or Lottie. That storyline is taking place in 2024, and she, at the start of the book, she's just turned 16 years old. You know that she's adopted and her adopted mother has died, and she never knew who her birth mother was because it was like an agreement that Lottie wouldn't know who her birth mother was. Like the records stay locked until she became an adult, like a legal adult. And so at her 16th birthday, her uncle, who basically became her guardian after her adopted mother passed away, gives her like the gift of like the option of becoming emancipated solely so that way she can have access to her birth mother's and like birth certificate and all that stuff to know who her birth mother is. And it turns out that her birth mother is very likely a pretty well-known singer, like Grammy Award winner, pretty big deal sort of singer. And then the other timeline you are following is Anna, the birth mother. And that one starts in 2004, I want to say. Around then when she's in college. And like she is going to this like music conservatory college in Boston. I'm assuming you're going to like follow her as she like gets started with her music career. And gets to the point where she gets pregnant and ends up giving up this kid. So like based on the math, Lottie would have been born, what's 24 minus 16? 8. So by like 2008, Lottie will be born. So I'm assuming we're going to follow Anna from like 2004 to 2008. And you're also following the modern timeline where Lottie has figured this out, and you're gonna. I guess I'm assuming we're gonna see like whether or not or when she's going to contact Anna and let her know that she like knows about her and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of like the start of the book. It definitely like has this nice like mystery element to it. So far we're only following the two perspectives, which I think works well. Like it's going back and forth each chapter between Lottie and Anna. I'm definitely more interested in Anna's storyline right now, but I think that's just because there's more going on in it. Because like at the end of the chapter I just finished, she like just graduated college. There's like a boy named Will who she was really good friends with throughout all of college, and he's off to Juilliard. She's off to do like this residency in Ireland, and they've just like hooked up for the first time, like right before they're off to leave on their separate things. So like there's definitely more going on in her timeline, but I imagine that more exciting things will happen in Lottie's timeline as she like meets up with Anna and things like that. So yeah, definitely a very good start to this book, and I'm very intrigued to see sort of where it goes. Hi all, I'm waiting for my lunch to warm up, so figured I would give a quick update. I'm about 100 pages into the book so far, and like obviously I'm haven't made significantly more progress since last time I talked to you, but I do think that this book is doing some like interesting things that I was not expecting. One is that we got to like the story of Charlotte or Lottie's birth quicker than I thought. Like she's already been born in the past timeline by this point in the book, which is interesting because I was expecting that to take a lot longer to get to, if not take up the whole book, maybe at least the halfway point, but not quite halfway there. And Lottie has been born. And so they've switched Anna's timeline a little bit, and they've like jumped ahead to like where she's actually like a musician and stuff like that. And so like one of the nice things about the past timeline is you also get to see sort of like the beginning stages of her before she like really became a famous musician. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see sort of like what the Anna timeline is going to cover, because they hint at like maybe her and Will are gonna meet up again at some point, question mark. I don't know. At least that's what I'm inferring based on the little bit in the like jumped up timeline that I'm thinking about. Yeah, so yeah, I still find her timeline more interesting than Lottie's. Lottie came very close to meeting Anna and then sort of like chickened out a little bit from the experience. So I hope like her timeline is not like the entire time like getting close and then chickening out. I hope she like her and Anna actually do meet up at some point, like not too close to the end of the book, so you actually get to see the two of them interact with each other in like the modern 2024-ish timeline. So yeah, we'll see how all of that turns out. But this book has already taken some plot choices, or made some plot choices that I was not expecting, which is always delightful. So yeah, this is like a really solid read. Like I feel like this is a book that I could hand to a decent number of people already, assuming that the ending doesn't completely piss me off. This feels like a really good like sort of summer beach read with a little bit more substance to it, and it's definitely doing something interesting here, so I'm excited to get back into it. Hi all. So I finished Encore, or The Encore, and I really enjoyed my experience with this book. I meant to update you like a couple days ago, but I like read this really quickly too. I finished this within like 2 to 3 days. That's how much I was enjoying my experience with this book. It's really funny because I think in the last clip I was like, I hope it doesn't take forever for Lottie and Anna to like meet each other, and then they like immediately met each other in the next chapter, which was cool. So yeah, like the last half of the book, loose spoilers, is mainly just following Lottie and Anna in the present timeline and going back and forth as they like figure out their relationship with each other, with Will, who is Lottie's dad, and all of these different things. And this is just like a really sweet book. Like I think if you enjoy books with a lot of heart, this would be a good one to pick up. I would say like there's nothing like mind-blowing or like groundbreaking necessarily happening here, but it is an enjoyable read. I feel like this is a really good just sort of like summer book too, because it's like somewhat on the light side. You know, there's like romantic things, like second chance romance sort of vibes happening here between Anna and Will, and you don't really know how things are going to turn out between them, because like they're kind of forever tied to each other because of their kid, but it's like, are they actually going to be able to be in a relationship with each other anymore and things along those lines? Like they have so much history and baggage. Can they get over that? And like that's interesting to explore. There's these really beautiful like family dynamics that are happening here between Anna and Lottie and Will and Lottie that is just really sweet and interesting to see, and you sort of see how like their like backgrounds impact the way that they approach these relationships and stuff like that. So yeah, like very engaging read. I feel like if you're someone who enjoys like family stories, if you enjoy things that have to do with music, like there's a lot of discussion about music in here, which I really enjoyed. I feel like if you like those aspects of like Daisy Jones and the Six or something along those lines, you would enjoy this book as well. Yeah, you can completely like lose yourself in this book. I feel like this is a book that's like just waiting to get picked up to be turned into a movie. And yeah, definitely one that I like haven't heard of at all, would not have picked up unless I was at that bookstore. So yeah, another very successful pick from my local independent bookstore, and I'm excited to do this again next month. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you've heard of this book, if you've read this book, and what your thoughts were on it. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.